I got a few guests joining me today. Very excited to be talking with Paul Mow. He is with the Ghostlight Theater, and he has a couple great people with him as well. And that's Paige and Wes, part of the last 5 years that is opening this weekend at the Ghostlight. So very excited about this. Paige and Wes, we'll get to talking with you guys in just a moment. Paul,
Sure.
this is a show that I know is near and dear to your heart. You've directed it before. You love it a lot. Why bring the last 5 years back to the Ghostlight?
Well, you probably know this. It actually just made its official Broadway debut last night. So kind of timely that in New York, they're getting to see it in a giant house. And we're bringing it back to life right here at the Ghostlight. It was one of the first shows I ever directed in 2009. The poster's up on my wall. And it was a second stage production at Twin City Players. And we did it in the Oak Room. Cut my teeth doing it. It's a difficult little play because it kind of juxtaposes and jumps back and forth in time. So it's a little bit of a challenge for the audience to follow. Kathy's story is told in reverse, and Jamie's story is told in chronological order, and they kind of overlap throughout the show. So kind of keeps you on your toes. Like, okay, we're going backwards in time. Okay, we're going back to real time. It's that kind of thing. So
yeah, I've had a chance to see it, and then when I listen to the music, it's that. Yeah, you're exactly right. As an audience member, you have to prepare yourself of kind of how things are. It's 5 years of time, but yeah, it is weird because it's kind of like that time machine kind of moment that I'm in during that, but it's so beautiful to see how it's interwoven, these non-linear lives, how they interact. But this is a lot of fun, and some of my favorite music comes from that show, and I'm sure yours as well.
I think that's it. There's so many I fell in love with the music first, as a singer myself, but as a soloist, you like, oh, this song's perfect for this kind of voice, this song's perfect for a belt or mezzo. And then I remember it was so seldom done when it first came out. My wife, Lauren, and I ran all over trying to even find a production. We found a small production in a theater in Illinois. And it was funny, just as the lights came up, I tell the story all the time. There's a little old man in front of us who turned around to his wife and said, "You'd have to be a wizard to follow that show." I love that little anecdote, but it's always been kind of a challenge to me. Like, okay, I don't think I've got wizards coming, but we're doing everything we can to make sure that the audience knows that going in.
Yeah, it's worth seeing a couple times, honestly. Yeah. If you've seen other productions, you've maybe seen the production that you directed years ago, which I did. Seeing it again helps you, just like seeing a movie a couple times. You notice things differently.
Interrupting you. Funny enough, we have 2 times you can see it. Once here at the Ghostlight and once down the road at the Acorn. So we're really excited. You could go to both spots. If you didn't get it the first time, you can come be like, I want to see a little bit more of that. So.
Yeah, that's perfect. So of course, doing a show like this, it is challenging. Not only the music, the non-linear kind of timelines that you have going on, but also putting this show together with literally 2 actors is also a challenge.
Yeah, and I've made it more complicated, Johnny. You're going to be excited to hear this.
Is there more?
There is more, because so often the action calls for Jamie to be standing on stage singing to Kathy, but Kathy's not in the scene. I've flipped the script on that. They are in each other's action 90% of the time, which is exciting to see them interacting in all those scenes, but it's also doubly, maybe triply more difficult for them because there is no built-in time for scene changes or set changes. I mean, scene changes or costume changes.
Right.
So they have 10, 15 seconds tops to run backstage. The dresser hopefully is going to be handing them a different shirt or a different jacket, different pair of pants, and they're running right back on stage. So it's a marathon, and these 2 are up for it. They're both a couple of athletes. They're both super talented triple threats, and I can't say enough about their hard work.
Yeah, and I want to talk to them a lot in just a moment, but I do want to get to when is the show and how can we see it?
Yeah, we opened 1 weekend only here at the Ghostlight. So we opened Thursday night at 7:30, April 10th, 11th, and 12th, and then Sunday matinee at 3. And then we're taking a 1-night only run out down to the Acorn next Friday, the 18th at 7:00 in Three Oaks. You can buy tickets for that one on the Acorn site, but you can buy the tickets for the first 4 here.
All right. Well, as we said, Paige and Wes, you guys star in this show. And this is, I'm sure, as Paul said, it's a challenge because you guys are running around doing all kinds of stuff. What's it been like for you guys?
Well, it's not a problem. It's just a challenge.
He's quoting the show.
I got to throw in the quotes whenever I can. I love it. I'll let Paige start with that one.
It's been a lot of fun. I think Wes and I have both done a lot of shows at the Ghostlight. And we're both very animated people. We're very showy. And I think for both of us, these are some of the most human roles we've ever played. I grew up dancing and kind of didn't really start doing a lot of theater until post-grad life.
Sure.
And so being able to like be a person who is like, she's even like a lot like me. Like she's in her 20s and she's navigating life as a performer and doing all of these things. It's been fun to be like, oh, I actually want people to like relate to me. And I'm not
Sure.
just here to entertain. I'm here to like share a story and speak about somebody's life. And I'm a little biased because I've really enjoyed being opposite Wes. But it's been cool, and taking on other people and interacting as other people has been very interesting.
Like,
Wes, what have you had fun doing?
One of my biggest challenges is separating how me, Wes, would react to a similar scenario and how Jamie would react, because he's definitely a little bit more of a abrasive type than I am.
Sure.
I tend to smile and laugh a lot more things off than maybe Jamie would.
Right.
But I think one of the best things has been having Paige as my partner, because it kind of brings it back to that little grounding moment of you have to separate who you are and who your character is. And in some of the moments, it's really hard not to be deep into your character.
Right.
And then when the scene's over, having Paige right there to remind me that we're people and not our characters is really nice. Yeah,
and that's the fun part of working with your partner, as we are alluding to, is you guys are in a relationship. For people that may not know, so I mean that I know working with my partner over the years in other roles, that's always a challenge where it's like, okay, this is our scene that we're working on, and then once it's not like when they say cut, but once the scene is over, you go back to being not the characters, but then the actual people. And you're right. But you can also pull little tidbits and little things about that. Like, oh, we've had an argument about this or that, or these things. So at least you can humanize those things and connect with those. And then of course, amplify that when you bring it to the stage. So has that been a challenge? Have you guys been like arguing as the two characters and then say, okay, I'm going to be mad about this for the rest of the day because of that?
Surprisingly, I don't think there's been any like little off stage moments. I think all of our fights have been on stage.
He left half of his waffles backstage, and I had to clean those up. But other than that,
that's probably the other challenges.
There's no waffles in this show. What are you talking about?
No, but there are other.
There were backstage, but
there was backstage waffles apparently.
There were, but no, I think that, and it's a big thing in theater, especially in shows with intimacy, like the practice of tapping in and tapping out.
Right.
Of like, we get to rehearsal and now we're in rehearsal, and you do the same at the end of, okay, and now like we're returning to real life. And even like at the end of the day, when I leave the theater, I work mornings and I go, okay, I'm done with the show for the day. We're not talking about the show. We're not singing the music, and I'm going to bed.
Right. No. Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing. And Paul, I'm sure this is the great thing for that is that you had these two people that have been in shows, are in a relationship. You're wanting to do this show. You're like, they're talented. And they're going to fit these characters and do it well. And that's kind of the fun part when you're able to say, oh yeah, we could do that show and we can do it well. And you guys are, from what I'm seeing and looking forward to seeing when you guys perform this. So I'm excited. As soon as they made the announcement that you guys were going to do it, I was like, all right, I'm going to have to get my tickets for that. So I'm excited to see you guys perform and go through this story, because it is a beautiful one that everybody should see. Again, Paul, if people want to check this out, best place for us to find all this info. And as Paige told me before, probably a good time to get tickets is now, not waiting until when the weekend comes around.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday are going to sell out. Thursday's close, and then Sunday's got a few tickets left. But yeah, it's one weekend only. A lot of times people rely on the water cooler after the fact to say, hey, you better go see this thing. It was great. I saw it last weekend. We don't have the luxury of an in-between. So please come see it this weekend. It is Thursday the 10th through Sunday the 13th. Ghostlight BH for Benton Harbor. Ghostlightbh.com is the website. Please check us out there and grab your tickets there. They are $20 for students, $25 for seniors, and $32 for adults. And then the Acorn is similar pricing, and that's at acornlive.org for that one night show. And that show does start a half an hour earlier, 7 o'clock in Three Oaks.
Okay. Real quick, any sponsor mentions you'd like to do?
Yeah, we got a lot. We're super psyched. We want to thank On Base Productions, Chicago Records Management, Lake Michigan Nephrology, Scott Berry Promotions, Stockholm Objects, Mason Jar Cafe, and our friends Veronica and Tom Buckley, as well as Judd Fosberg and Tyler Bauer.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys as always for chatting with me about this. I know it's going to be a beautiful show, and so looking forward to it. But the last 5 years at the Ghostlight in Benton Harbor, thank you so much.